You will hear. Welcome to the From the Jump podcast. Nobody's safe. And in this episode, we're going to talk about growing up in New York City. I got my brother, my right hand up in here that I've known all my life. And we're going to get into it in this session. So, thank you for tuning in. And let's get this intro, man, like we always do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So welcome everybody to the Joe Podcast. I'm gonna introduce first my brother over here. What was the street name? Yeah, I'm gonna say it wrong. You know that shit.
A banger.
Talking about banger. Oh Lord, a banger. And I'm your
Yes.
host, Jumpstart, aka Tune, for those that know me that way, aka we gonna fuck this shit up. So, this episode, we're gonna talk about surviving New York and growing up in the city of bricks, as I call it. It was good times, bad times, and crazy times. You know, these kids today do not know how it is or was back in our days. Now, I remember you guys used to play baseball. Mother, man.
Mm.
Y'all would be out there all day, every day.
All day it was
Explain how that
baseball.
shit thing about, Mike. Because damn.
Ah, just a blessing for growing up in Webb Avenue in the Bronx. Everybody plays sports there. It was a beautiful thing. And it was only baseball. It was football. It was basketball, handball. Like we kind of did it all. It was a beautiful time and era.
Man, bro, it was day and night though, especially in the summertime. The wintertime, you wouldn't see nobody. But once that spring came in and there
Oof.
was no rain or no snow, boy, I
Mm.
used to play that shit. I remember y'all used to play in the street, and anytime I wanted to find somebody, I already knew where to go. Either it was the
Straight to the
basketball
park.
court or on the block. There was nothing or anywhere else anybody, doing. And it was crazy because you met a lot of good people and you
Yes.
met a lot of bad people. You
Hmm.
know, everybody's stuck with their own time or for whatever it was. And to me, that was the first time in the neighborhood that I felt safe, believe it or not. I felt a family. We saw each other every day. Everybody had a routine.
Yes.
School, go home, come back out, play sports, or just talk shit, whatever it was. We all would be in groups. And it was
Yes.
crazy. It was crazy. But we learned a lot. We learned number one, how to play sports. Number two, we learned how to communicate, use what we knew, and that was surviving New York. Because you all know in New York at that time, it was crazy. It was the stick up kids, or it was just jumping people, and people were getting hurt, people were getting killed, and it was crazy. And even though all that stuff was going on, we found that little safe haven in that little neighborhood right there,
Yes. Yes.
you know? So I don't know. I'm saying, I'm trying to remember how the hell did I met you?
Hmm. I think it was through my family. You was hanging out with my cousin. and I came on the block, and that's how I met you.
Yeah, because I knew your cousin. Shout out to Chrissy. Um, because of my cousin. And then I lived on Sedgwick, and you guys used to hang out in the back of Sedgwick, which was red.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember me just going out there, just walking around, and I saw you a couple of times. And you was like, yo, what's up? This, that. And then from there, man, we kicked it off and everything and whatnot. But talking about Chrissy, Chrissy used to get me into Chrissy used to get into a lot of trouble, man. I tell
She's
you, I
still
love
getting you
Chrissy.
into trouble.
Yeah, she's
50
still
years
getting it, man.
later.
She's still trying to get me in trouble, man. And I'm like, yo, man, I ain't trying to get into trouble, man. You know?
Oh,
But
man.
that's how we met. And man, ever since then, man, and I mean, you got a lot. You're a fun magnet, bro. I know you got more friends than me on that neighborhood. And you still communicate with them, right?
Yeah, a few of them, a few of them. Unfortunately, growing up, there's just some guys that just took the wrong road. Either they're in jail, they dead. But lucky for us, we stuck together and we found another group of good guys. And this is how now, 50 years later, we are still alive and able to talk about it. It's a blessing.
Yeah, it definitely is, man. And I remember growing up, I didn't have what these kids have today. Telephones, video games. My video games, the telephone was actually the window. Oh, my 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 watch. I can afford a watch. My watch was actually my mother used to tell me those street lights. Come on, that's when you come inside, and you can go back outside. But when those street lights came on, that's what the time you had to come in. And you know what? She let me, come in, whatever, in, and then go back outside. And it was only
Hmm.
restricted to stay on the neighborhood. Where she looked out the window, it was that she saw you or heard you. And usually she would look at the crowd. And the crowd was, we were, we would sit down in front of the building and talk and watch out play baseball.
Right.
We would talk about the fights. Oh, man, in here. It was a communication that is unexplainable, but
Mm.
it was the way of life. We know everything about everybody. It could be
Exactly.
10 blocks away. We knew everything. It was
Hmm.
amazing. Now, I never went to school with you guys because I moved from Manhattan to the Bronx. So I was in the middle of school year. So I was still traveling from Bronx to Manhattan. But you guys all went to school together. Didn't y'all go to 143?
Yeah, 143, you're talking about Kennedy High School, yeah, all that.
Kennedy High School, the home of dropouts.
Yeah, for sure. At that era, that
Man,
time, yep.
bro, back in the days, there wasn't gangs. It was called crews or
Crews,
just
posses,
mob or parties or mob.
posses.
Oh my God, this is my neighborhood. This is my block. You know what I'm saying? But we all stuck together, man. Yeah, we would get into fights with one another. Yeah, we would get into fights with other blocks. But it was innocent fights compared to now
Mm,
what you hear in the news. Now you hear news, kids get into fights and right away they'll pull the guns.
mm.
The guns we had were these. These were our
That's it.
guns.
That's
And,
yes, it
and
was.
usually 90% of the time is when you get into a fight with somebody, that person will become your best friend.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have a good relationship. It never really went on to something crazier than what it is now. You know, these kids to me today are all like dysfunctional, man. A little bit. I mean, if you was to send these kids out to the eras that we were in, a
They
lot
won't
of them would
survive.
not survive.
They will
A lot
not
of them wouldn't
survive.
know what to do. A lot of them wouldn't
Nope.
have people skills. A lot of them wouldn't know how to act what to do. They would
Mm,
just stand in the corner. And we've seen a couple of those growing up too. There's been a couple of people out there that was part of the neighborhood, but they would never come out.
mm.
They would stay and do their own thing. And we had no beef with them. We just, we would just move on and whatnot. It's crazy. So you still playing sports right now?
My mind would tell me yes, but my body tells me otherwise. So I haven't
Uh,
played in the last
I
couple
know
of
the feeling.
years. Everything
I
hurts.
know the feeling. I know the feeling. I tell my mind, tell my body, yo, come on, man. You ain't young no more, man. You don't feel like as you was. But when I was growing up, I had a little gig, um, and I was, working out and stuff like that, competing. And some of you guys were competing in another sport, which was baseball. And y'all were pretty
Yeah.
good. I tried that baseball thing a couple of times. I wasn't really. And
I
y'all
mean,
didn't.
you hit the ball pretty hard though when you catch it.
Hey, when I catch it, I'm hitting that
You
motherfucker. But if I don't catch it, flying it's one of those man. Fuck this game. Fuck this game, man. This game ain't for me, man. That's just
Oh
what I'm
man,
doing, man.
so much
Man,
fun. So much
growing
fun.
up, growing up in the Bronx, man, and I'm pretty sure everybody on that era of ours did the same thing. You were
Mm,
hung out in your block. You meet a girl, you go to their block don't like it. You get into a fight, boom, boom, boom. And then in a couple of weeks or a month later, you go back on the block, their block, and it was all good. It was like, the person you fought, the problem you have, you be shaking their hands, you know what I'm saying? And that's the way it should be, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we're
sure.
going to have disagreements. I never really, how I say, I really don't, you know, say that violence is the first thing you should do. You always should just stay humble and just stay humble and just keep on doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? These days, man, fuck, man. I be reading the news and watching CNN and local stuff, and it's like, damn, what's going on with the youth, man? And
Hmm.
we came from broken homes.
Yeah.
We came from single parents. So, I mean, it's no difference today, but we handled situations differently, like
A,
money,
a
even
lot
though we were
differently.
young. You know what I'm saying? We didn't want to get the gun. We didn't want to get the bat. We handled the situation right there and then, you
Like you,
know,
like you said, straight guns right here. These are our
right
guns. These
there.
are our weapons.
And,
Live.
we- and, and we live to see another day.
Exactly.
And you some kind of feeling.
Mm.
Because if not, man, you'll get your ass whipped in the Bronx any day, all day. And it
And
seems like the bullies know who to pick on
mm-hmm.
to get caught.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's the
Mm-hmm.
ones that they knew that wasn't going to win. They're the ones that just leave you alone. You know what I mean? You are a bully, bro. You are a big ass bully.
So I have a question. So why is it that everybody tried to pick on us? What do we look like herbs? I mean, what was it that they picked on us, but they picked on the wrong guys?
Well, like I said, man, sometimes you go to a neighborhood and you know somebody, especially a girl. You try to set off in front of the girl.
Mm,
Big Willie, I come over here and I'm the one to sit over here. And a lot of times it didn't work out, man. It didn't work out for them. And now they go between their tails and then go back to their neighborhoods. And you know how the story changes. Yeah, I whipped his ass, yeah, this and that. And it's
mm,
just, kids shit. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Kids shit. Kids shit. I remember back in my days, I got to a lot of fights. Man, I can't even think of how many fights I got into.
Can't count them.
The skinny kid on the neighborhood, everybody else
Mm,
was Big Willie. You know how it is. You know how
yes.
it is.
Yes.
And just to let y'all know, Mike showed me how to fight. He took me to the schoolyard and he said, "Come on, this is how you do it.
Oh
You
man.
ain't got your hands up. You gotta get your hands up, son. This is how you do it." And I'm like, this motherfucker don't stop hitting me. I'm gonna tackle his ass. Yeah. Shout out to, like I said, Chrissy. Shout out to Patsy.
Mm,
You know, that's who I knew before I knew you guys was Patsy.
was her first.
It was her first because yeah, it was Patsy, and then I knew Chrissy, and then I knew you, and then everybody else. You know, um,
For the people that don't
they,
know Patsy, it's Chrissy's mother.
yeah,
Yeah,
Chrissy's
you know,
mother.
yeah, it's his
You
mother.
know, a down ass lady, but don't fuck with her, boy.
Mm,
She go crazy on you.
yeah,
She go
straight
crazy
gangster.
on you.
She got those
I remember,
guns too.
man. She's a stone cold killer, man. I'm glad she calmed down, man. I'm glad she calmed down. So
I
what
guess we
was?
all did with age. We all calmed down,
Oh yeah, man. You
with
have
age.
kids, and just your age slows you down.
Mm,
I'm still kind of wild, but not like back in the days. But it's with age, man. You just start to slow down, man. You just start to slow down. You work, you got bills and stuff like that, and everything else is like, man, I don't got time for this crap. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I
Mm-hmm.
don't got time for this. Like back in the days, we had plenty of time. We had
We
nothing
had
but
all the
time.
time. We had
You had
all day.
all day, man. You had
All
all
day.
day to go to school, come out of school, do your chores real quick, go
Mm.
outside, kick it with your friends. If you had a shorty, you kick it with shorty. You know what I'm saying? So it was a whole lot difference. What was your memorable moments that you had growing up?
Oh boy, there were just so many of them. Uh, wow, there was just so many. Just a joy being with my friends. I lived in the sixth floor, front building, and my pops used to get mad all the time. It's like, why do you have all these guys yelling your name to come outside? Like they're making a lot of noise, but it wasn't one or two guys, man. We rolled deep. It was 20, 30, 40 guys. We were always together, man. Good times, good times.
My memorable moments was every summer we used to go to the night pool.
Oh,
Remember Van Thornton,
Van Cortlandt Park,
Van
yes.
Thornton Park, and every
Oh
summer,
boy,
I don't know how we used to get together. I don't know who came up with the idea, and we used to call it night pool. Let's go to night pool.
night pool.
And everybody will run. Yo, everybody will run. Yeah,
Everybody.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Get their swords. And as kids, a lot of us didn't have no money. We didn't.
Mm,
I don't remember any time having money besides Christmas. Any time of the year, I don't know how I did it. I don't know where it came from. Don't remember. But I always remember we would get to where we will go. Either we will walk, hop the train, or
mm,
hop the bus, get on top of the bus, and the bus
exactly.
would take us all the way to Van Cortlandt. And we
Hmm.
wasn't the only ones.
Nope.
I think everybody as a youth done it. I think
Yeah.
everybody had a local pool that they did the night pool. And I will see the night pool, not only our people's, but other people's.
From other
Whether
blocks. Yep.
either they be finishing up or hopping. Yo, I don't know how we did it, but we were that stuff. We were hot to get it, but we were hot to get it. And it was a full party without no
Hmm.
music.
Yes.
Sometimes we were lucky that security wouldn't come by and chase us out.
Man, that was the
But
fun part. That was the best part.
oh man, them motherfuckers ain't gonna give a flashlights. Hey, y'all can't be here. Y'all can't be. And I'm pretty sure they would do that shit all night long because we were the only ones. They pick us out. We were there for 2 3 hours. We go back to the block, we change, come back outside,
Mm,
and just have a blast. Bro. Just have a blast. I love my childhood, man. You know what? I wouldn't change it for the world. If I could do it
nothing.
again, I would do it again.
Yeah,
You know,
dude. Yep.
I would
Exactly the
definitely do it
same.
again.
Yes, I agree.
And now there was some other people, not mentioning no names, but there was some other people that were actually doing crazy shit. Going to the Chinese stores, sticking them up,
Mm,
robbing people, and doing all kinds of shit. I don't recall our little clique doing that. Hmm.
I think so.
Oh well.
We
Who
just
knows?
can't mention
Knows.
any names.
Yeah, we just can't mention no names. Michael.
We we know who did it. Oh man, good times,
No,
good
it's
times,
man. Yeah,
good
man.
times,
And
man.
I don't understand how these kids. I couldn't be a kid today. Man, I would go crazy, man.
Mm,
No internet. What's it gonna do? And here in Florida, it's not like New York. I came here thinking I was gonna see people outside, chilling or at the pool or
mm,
this and that. Man, this is a dead zone. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where's everybody
mm.
at? And I'm looking and I've noticed every block, it was the same thing, quietness. Everybody
Quietness,
in their house. In New York, it was alive 24/7. I remember
24/7.
we used to go down to 42nd Street when
Oh boy.
42nd Street
Mm,
the lowest place on earth. And don't
yes.
explain what the hell we doing down there. We're not picking up no hookers or nothing. We would just go down there and just walk around,
Yep.
goof around, make a little noise. You know what I'm saying? And then we go back uptown and we made more noise.
One
Man, it was crazy. It was crazy. And we lost a couple of friends. And either to drugs or more sad stuff. And we actually like one of the two survivors out there. I mean, there's more, but you know, not many have made it. And the ones that made it. The ones that survived, not all of them are doing good. You know what I'm saying? And it's
right.
sad. And it's sad. You know. So what's up with you, man? What you been up to, man?
Fortunately, I'm still in New York.
But you in the good part, bro.
I'm in a good part, just, like I said, I work hard, trying to raise these kids, trying to, I'm always telling them stories about the stuff that we did, to try to get them to compare from back then to now. Now these kids, like I said, they don't function without their phones, their devices. They don't want to go outside. I'm like, wow, when I was young, all I did was wanted to be outside. And these kids, it's hard to, bring them outside and do physical stuff.
I mean, you gotta put it like a stick of dynamite up their ass. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying? It's like
for
back in the
real.
days when we get punished. You're not going outside for 2 weeks. Oh man, that shit was a killer.
Man,
That shit was a killer. That shit
murder.
was a killer. We can take away
Like,
TV.
what?
We
Yo,
can
it worked.
take
Take
away
the TV, take
outside,
my
man.
toys,
Oh
take
my
my.
God.
But you
Man, I
gotta
used
let me
to
go
plead
outside.
with my mother, Mom, please,
Mm,
man, I won't do it again. Not one more day.
hmm.
Oh man, I'm missing. And going to school, going straight home is like, oh my God. You ain't come back outside? Man, I can't, man.
That's when it
Man, we
was
just miss.
discipline. It was they were disciplined with us, they were very strict with us, and they knew the deal, they knew the streets.
Yeah. And it's crazy because not only the kids used to be in the street, but the parents used to be in the street. They would grab their little chairs, they would sit in front, and they would
Yep.
gossip, they would talk about, I
Gossip,
don't
yep.
know, I don't
Hmm.
know. They would
They
be
was just
for
there to watch us.
hours.
They was just there to protect us. That's what they were.
Yeah. It was crazy because it was such a family that if one parent didn't really know you, she knew your parents. And she see you doing something wrong and be like, oh, I'm going to tell your mom. I'm going to tell your
Hmm.
mom. Yo, hold up. I'm going to tell your mom. I know in the moments I got lady to be everybody know everybody. There's nobody that didn't know nobody. If you was
Mm-hmm.
a run out person, they knew you. If you wasn't a run out person, guess what? They knew you were hung out, but they knew before you were knowing you. It was crazy. I had so many
Yeah.
people tell me, yo, Tony, yo, you gotta go outside. We've been watching you. I'm looking at mom. Oh, I'm so
Mm-hmm.
man. Now they better say, but we saw you fucking in the corner over there. And we're gonna help you, but we're not gonna say your moms. Well, help I need. You know, I definitely don't need you to tell my moms. You know what I'm saying? You know? So it's crazy, man. Maybe if these kids now back in the days I know there was a lot more programs than they had today, and the programs were a
Mm,
lot better because actually people were involved in it more. You know, you had after school centers, you had
mm,
some school trips, you know, which really didn't cost much. But back in the days, of course, it cost a lot. But it was more activities for
yeah.
somebody that if you choose that route, that would it would be, you know, there for you. Now you hear a couple of after school centers, a couple of boys and girls clubs, but it wasn't like I remember after school center when I was growing up, man, shit was like pack,
Mm,
you know, and you met more people and you got involved in either you were graffiti writing and arts, or you were playing ball, or you were just doing other stuff. It was always available to you. Now, we grew up in the 90s, and we grew up in the beginning of hip hop. So that
mm.
also had a lot of influence in us growing up because
Yes.
everybody was a graffiti writer.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody
I
wanted
tried.
to tag. I
I
tried
tried.
too. I wasn't good. Everybody had this vision of I'm gonna be famous. I'm gonna get here and I'm gonna tag up this and tag up that. Really wasn't. It was. How can I explain it? It was. It was reckless, but at the same time, it was harmless. You know, if you
Mm.
get caught graffiti writing, what's the penalty of that happening to you? What would happen if you get caught?
Smacking the hand.
Smacking the hand or kicking the ass, and you knew you were
Mm-hmm.
wrong. So you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to fight back. You're just going to go ahead and get the hell out of there
Yeah.
because you don't want the cops to come.
You
And
find
since
somewhere
we were
else to tag
young,
up.
and since we were young, we wasn't going to jail, but your parents were going to be called.
Oh boy.
And you don't want your
Mm-hmm.
moms to come in the precinct throwing your ass in there because you
Mm.
will get ass the F up quick. And that was more punishment and more embarrassing than anything in the world. I remember I was doing something real stupid on Halloween. I don't know if you remember every Halloween, everybody would get eggs. And we
Eggs,
would
potatoes.
eggs, potatoes, and we would go at night dressed up as clowns or whatever, and we would throw eggs at each other. And then
Mm.
the cops will come, grab you if they caught you, and take you to the precinct, and they would call your moms. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember one day I got caught, and I told my mom, so you got caught for throwing eggs. And she was like, you little motherfucker. No wonder. Went and looked for the eggs and there was no eggs. He
No.
throwing them, and we could have been picking them and eating, and you want to be throwing them. Man, get your ass over. So it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. It was actually crazy. You know, of course there was crimes. Of course there was, vandalism and stuff like that. But it wasn't as bad as it
No.
is now. You
No.
know, not even
Nowhere
that
near it.
close. Not
Nowhere
that
near it.
close.
Nope.
Not that
Nope.
close.
All that was all fun back in the days. All fun.
Mm-mm-mm. I tell you, like I said again, I wouldn't change it for the world if I could do it again. There would be nothing I would change.
You
Nothing.
know.
Not no phone, not no PS5, not no nothing. I remember watching TV, and back in the days we had antennas, and there was only
Mm,
7 channels,
that's
and you knew what was coming on at what time. You know what I mean? You knew what was coming on at what time. And when at 11 o'clock, I watched the Honeymoons. Before that, it was the Bunkers, the
oh my God.
Jeffersons, and then everything. And one day I had time to watch TV. Oh,
Mm.
after 11.
No,
Looking
when you
after
was punished.
11.
No, when you was punished for 2 weeks. That's when you had the time to watch TV.
And that's it, brother. And that's it, brother. No, no, serious. And I was only allowed to do 2 things if I was punished, which I thank God for one. School and home, or the gym. That was
Mm,
that was the only exception. That was the only exception because my mother believed, okay, I see my son doing some kind of sport, it's something I don't approve, but it's still considered as a sport.
yes, it is a
So
sport.
either
Yeah.
way, I'm gonna support him because I don't know where he's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? If I
Mm,
stop him, I can stop his interest. And what it could have been, should have been, wasn't because I stopped him. And she
mm,
never wanted that on her conscience. So she told me that one day. She was like, I'm not gonna stop you from doing something good. What I'm gonna stop you is stopping you from doing something bad.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And by all means necessary, she did the best she could, but I made my own path. I
Mm,
only could blame myself. I can't blame nobody else. So all those kids are blaming, oh, my dad ain't home. That's a reason for me to act out. That's not a reason for you to act out. What you
definitely
gotta
not.
do is you gotta take that and make it to a positive for yourself. You know what I mean? Because only you can make the decisions that are right or wrong. And you will know when they're right or wrong. They're right when you're free, and they're wrong when you're locked up. And that's the
Mm.
difference. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. And it's crazy. So your kids are into sports, right?
It's funny. I have 5 kids, and really, one is into sports. There's my fourth number, cruise number 4. His name is Jared. He's into basketball. He's plays for his school. He's pretty good.
That's
He's
what's
pretty
up,
good.
man. That's what's up. I applaud all those kids that doing something positive. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, as long as it's positive, it's a good thing. Either
I,
it's
I, I,
pain.
I believe it starts with the parents, you know. Um, the kids need a good foundation. So it starts with the parents because I always tell my son, if you see me shooting a gun at somebody, you think it's going to be okay and you're going to grow up and do the same thing. So it's really important for us to do the right thing so that our kids could follow that same path.
Say that again. You broke up. Say that again. You broke up.
It's important for the parents, as us as parents, to do the right thing because we have kids that look up to us so that they could follow the right path.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you don't have the two parents in the house, um, there's always somebody, you know what I'm saying, a teacher or a person on the block
Yeah,
that
an
that at
uncle, an
least back in
aunt,
the days,
a
my
cousin,
uncle, a cousin,
somebody.
somebody, somebody. And in that situation, it was a girl, an old girlfriend. So I
Jesus, you with
wanted,
the girls, man.
man, I tell you. So I wanted to get with her. I met her at the pool, and
At the night
her
pool,
dad
but we
at the
can't
night
see
pool, at the
nobody.
night pool, at the night pool,
It was
at the night
dark.
pool. Actually, it was a night pool. Yeah, she lived in 167th, and they came down, her and her girlfriends, and I met her, and then we kicked it. And her dad used to be a boxer, so for me to get good with the dad, I was like, yeah, I'm a boxer too. Man, I wasn't boxing nothing. So I made up a lie and told him that my coach wasn't no good. And one day, I was at her house, and he tells me, "Hey, come with me." And he took me to a local gym, Fort Apache. Shout out to Fort Apache Gym. And he was like, "This is where you're gonna be boxing now." And I'm like, "Oh shit,
Mm.
man! I don't know how to even do none of this crap." So the month he paid, he was paying for it. So he paid for the first couple of months. And I would go there after school. I would go to the block, from the block, get my gear, and then go to the gym. And then, and it was wonderful. I met a wonderful man there, or I consider a great, great man. I consider him my pops. So he took me in. He saw this little scroungy kid and taught me everything I needed, and then some more. Because sports is not only a sport also teaches you discipline. It teaches you the way of life. Believe it or not, it teaches you the way of life because you're surrounded by good people. Good people where they tell you, hey, you're young, you're doing good. Don't be like those knuckleheads out in the street. Look what you're doing and look what they're doing. And you're
Mm.
going to see how they end up, And me as a 16-year-old, I was surrounded by effing freaking men, effing freaking people that have been doing this from 5, 6 years old, and I would constantly go to the gym, get better, got better than they were, and got into the Spanish gloves, won the Spanish gloves, was going into the golden gloves, but of course, being so young, I wasn't really thinking, and the streets took over me. Well, when I got disqualified or I lost the fight in the Golden Gloves, it was because not because the kid was better than me. It was because I didn't train. I didn't condition my body. So I lost that fight. Then I remember the Junior Olympics was looking for me, even with a loss, which never really happens. They were looking for me to actually represent United States in the Junior Olympics when they were had going on. And since I was in the street, not going to the gym, I lost that opportunity. But just imagine, I sit back and I imagine, what if I would have really stood with it? What if I would have really been at the gym the way I was when I was in the beginning? I'm telling you, De La Hoya, you would have had another loss. I'm telling you, Mayweather, you would have had another loss because I was nice with the hands. I was nice with the hands. Just like you guys were nice with that stick, boy. Y'all with that stick, boy. Y'all was hitting home runs like there was no tomorrow, boy. And I was like, oh, man, how did y'all do it? Because sometimes I would be on the neighborhood and I know that I used to use the floors.
Mm-hmm.
The floors. I think what the fifth floor was a home run, or the sixth floor, something like that.
Yeah, I think any ball hit above the sixth floor was a home run. I think 4 to 6 was like a triple or double. It was
It
crazy. It
was
was
something
fun.
like that. I
It
invented
went
it's
with
crazy
football.
because as kids you invent shit. You
Yeah.
remember skills on the floor?
Mm.
Skittles that we used to take the tops, put wax on it, put salt on the floor, and we be hitting each other all day long, man.
So
I
much
still
fun.
got my thumb slipped on the floor from it many times,
So
but
much fun. That was so
man,
much
it's so
fun.
much fun.
I wish I
Man,
could still do that.
another day, it was crazy when we all got together. Man, hunts.
Oh,
Man,
classic.
hunt. The
Classic.
golden rule is you cannot get in the building. We could not go in your house. You have to be in the suit. And having 30 to 20 kids playing manhunt and
Oof.
in those days. It was something like cockroaches in the night.
Mm-hmm.
You turn on the night and cockroaches run. The same
Yes.
thing. And when it was on, man, you see people running. everywhere.
everywhere.
I keep it with the patrol everywhere. You wouldn't know what the hell was going on. They were flashing lights, and they were grabbing me, giving 20 cents. Let me play mango. But, yeah, man, but, I never got used to it because everybody was doing it. And also,
Everybody.
I remember when we couldn't go to the pool, we would use the fire hydrants to cool ourselves down. Remember the fire hydrants? Open up the holes in the fire hydrants, get a can, and we would spray each other, and that was
It,
it,
it was
man.
it was a 2-in-1. We used the water to cool off, and we also used it to drink when we were thirsty.
Oh,
It's beautiful.
people today cannot drink water unless it comes out of a plastic. You know what I'm saying? But
Spring water.
nowadays, man, listen, the milk cartons. We could finish the
Oh,
milk,
uh-huh.
and we would clean the milk cartons, and we would fill it up with water, put it in the freezer, and bro, that was the best fucking water you would ever drink,
The
and it was the only
best.
water. Hey, let me get $1 for water. What? That is free.
Uh-huh.
And New York City has the best water in the face of this world because
Uh-huh.
of their cleaning system. They when they clean the water, it's actually really, really good. It's good for your teeth, it's good for your body. Nobody ever got sick. Your skin wouldn't dry out or nothing like that. It was
Uh-huh.
actually really, really, really good water, man. Now you got a little brother, right? You got a
I
little
have a little
brother.
brother. Yep, I have a little brother, yes. Not so much little
Hey,
anymore, but he's catching up.
he's catching up to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with him, man? How you doing, man? I know you told me he opened up a gym or something like
He
that down
did.
here.
He's actually a martial arts instructor. He opened up his own business and he's doing very well out in Brooklyn. And he's doing very well with that business. Very well.
And what's the name of the gym? So everybody you see
Uh
is, in Brooklyn
it's
area.
called UMA, Unlimited Martial Arts, because he doesn't just do martial arts, he does boxing. He also trains cops on the and legal chokeholds. Yeah, like he's a whole list of stuff that he could do. And he's really good at what he does. He's been doing it for over 20 years. So
That's what's up. I
yeah,
remember your
yeah.
brother is a little shorty running behind you and
Yeah,
whatnot, looking
always.
out,
Yep.
doing big
Yep.
things.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Always had to take him with me. Mom said, "Oh, take your brother with you." I'm like, "Come on, man. He's small, man. Can't have him with my friends." But he was with us.
Yeah. And
He was with
a lot
us.
of big brothers used to have their kids. It was common. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So it would be, us and then our little brothers
Yeah.
in their own little set, all in the
Uh-huh.
neighborhood. So
Yep.
it was all gravy. So shout
Yeah.
out to your brother on what he's doing. I congratulate him on that.
I appreciate that.
Big ups. It ain't easy teaching these kids or nothing. But for those parents that are looking for something for these kids to do, man, go shout out my boy, man. He's got a gym.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
it's definitely worth investing in your kids.
Definitely.
No matter what it is. So what you got going on for the future, man? For that little baseball guy, man.
Oh, baseball. I don't know. Well, I think I'm living it through my son now. Just working all the time, and it's really hard to get that time off for yourself when you have kids. Your extra time is for the kids. So I live through my son now. I go watch his games, I go with him to practice, I take him to practice and teach him, and you know, the competitive in sports. I'm trying to put him in baseball also, and it's a beautiful thing.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to you, man. You came a long way, man.
Man,
5
thank you.
kids, man. You take care of all of them, man. You're involved in their life. That's what's
Yes,
up, man.
yes, yeah.
That's
Kids are
definitely what's
everything.
up.
That's how we
You
live.
got
That's
any
how
shout
we
outs,
kept
man? You
going.
got any shout outs? I know you know a lot of motherfuckers. We ain't got that much time, but you got any shout outs, man?
Oh man, well, shout out to you. You know, we've been brothers for so long, and here we are still, you know, best friends. Like you can't say you're my best friend, you're my freaking family, you know what I mean? Uh, Shout out to you, shout out to what you're trying to do, you know. Um,
Appreciate that.
It's a beautiful thing, man. Jumpstart all day, all day. No one's safe.
All day, no one's safe. No one's safe. So we gonna end this, man, the way we know how to do. I want to thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing your little story.
Yes, of
You're an
course.
incredible man. You've been through a lot and you overachieved it, and that's what matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Amen.
And to all those people out there, y'all get ready because we got a whole lot of products coming up. We've got a whole lot of everything, and nobody's safe. I'm your co-host. Thank you, Mike, for joining me in this
Yay,
one.
yay.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for
And
having me.
listen, when your son makes a big time, bro, don't forget Uncle Toon, man. Don't forget
Man,
Uncle
nah, we
Toon,
can't
man.
forget Uncle Tune.
I need a big
No.
house and all kinds of stuff,
We'll throw you a bone. We'll throw you a bone. No
man.
worries.
I hear that, yo. Let's get chopping it up with you, man. I'm the co-host, Young Star, aka Toon. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see
Yeah.
y'all next week.
Woo!
Peace.